He doesn't say a word, but every night, he presses his body against yours as if he's guarding something you can't see. Maybe you've wondered why your dog always sleeps so close. Is it just comfort, or something deeper? Because what looks like a simple act of warmth might actually be one of the most powerful messages your dog can send, one that reveals how they truly see you. It's a silent language of love, fear, and loyalty all at once. So what is your dog really trying to tell you when he sleeps pressed against you? It's late evening, the house is quiet except for the soft hum of the ceiling fan. Emma turns off the bedside lamp, pulls the blanket up, and just as she's about to settle in, there's that familiar sound, a gentle thump of paws on the wooden floor. Her golden retriever, Max, pads over, circles twice, and then presses himself right against her side, before finally letting out a deep sigh. It's their nightly ritual, one she never really thought much about. Until recently. Every night, no matter how warm it is or how big the bed, Max insists on sleeping so close that Emma can feel his heartbeat. Sometimes she laughs it off, saying, "You're my little heater," but other nights, especially when she feels anxious, she realizes it's more than warmth. It's comfort. It's connection. And if you're a dog owner, you probably recognize this too. Your dog follows you from room to room during the day, always needing to be near you, always watching, always waiting. Many dog owners also notice this and wonder why their dogs can't stand being alone, even for a few minutes. If that sounds familiar, I explained the solution step by step in my last video, Why Your Dog Follows You From Room to Room, Real Reasons. You can find the link right at the top corner, and I'll also leave it for you on the end screen. But tonight's story goes even deeper, because when the lights go out and the world gets quiet, your dog's choice to press against you isn't just about safety, it's about something much more emotional, something instinctive. And once you understand why they do it, you might never look at bedtime with your dog the same way again. Safety. I feel protected when I'm here. For most dogs, sleep is when they're at their most vulnerable. In the wild, a dog would curl up with its pack close enough to feel body heat and hear heartbeats. It wasn't just comfort, it was survival. When Max presses against Emma's side, he's doing what generations of wolves once did, choosing closeness as a form of safety. It's his way of saying, "When I'm next to you, and rest, you're my pack." One dog owner from Seattle, Jake, shared a similar story. His rescue pit mix, Luna, wouldn't sleep alone for months after he brought her home. Every time he tried to move her bed away from his, she'd whine until he gave in. But the first night she fell asleep pressed against him without waking, that was the night he realized she finally felt safe. It's not dependency, it's trust earned the hard way. Bonding. You're my family. Dogs don't understand family the way humans do, but they feel it. When your dog sleeps against you, they're strengthening that invisible bond, syncing their breathing and heartbeat to yours. Emma noticed that after a few months of sleeping together, Max seemed calmer during the day, less anxious when she left for work, more confident when guests came over. It's as if sleeping pressed against her recharged something inside him. Science backs this up. Physical contact between a dog and its owner releases oxytocin, the same love hormone that bonds mothers and babies. In other words, your dog isn't just getting cozy, they're literally deepening their love for you. That's why dogs who sleep near their owners often seem more emotionally balanced. They're not spoiled, they're connected. Comfort. You make me feel at peace. Of course, there's the simplest reason of all, comfort, but even that goes deeper than we think. Dogs regulate their body temperature by touch. Your warmth tells them it's safe to relax. But emotionally, comfort means consistency. For dogs like Max, Emma's scent, heartbeat, and steady breathing create a predictable rhythm, something that tells him, it's okay. The world is quiet now. There's a rescue story that perfectly captures this. A woman in Texas adopted a senior lab named Cooper who had spent most of his life outdoors. The first week, he refused to come inside. The second week, he finally entered the bedroom but slept by the door. Then one night, he came closer inch by inch until he rested his head on her foot. By the end of the month, he was sleeping with his entire body pressed against her legs. That wasn't just comfort. That was healing. Protection. I'll watch over you while you sleep. Now, This is where it gets interesting. Because sometimes, your dog isn't just seeking safety, they're providing it. You might think your dog's sleeping position is random, but notice how often they sleep facing the door, or keep their body between you and the outside world. That's not luck, it's instinct. When Emma realized Max always slept with his back pressed to her and his head facing the doorway, she asked her vet if it meant anything. The vet smiled and said, "He's standing guard. Even in deep sleep, dogs remain partially alert to their surroundings. By pressing against you, they're saying, if something happens, I'll feel it first." It's their silent promise to protect. And some stories prove that's not just metaphorical. One couple in Colorado said their husky, Juno, woke them at a.m. by nudging and whining moments before a small earthquake shook the area. The dog didn't hear it coming, she felt it. Through the floor, through the bed, through her body pressed to theirs. That closeness isn't random. It's loyalty in its purest form. Routine. This is our time. For some dogs, bedtime isn't about emotion as much as it is ritual. Dogs thrive on predictability, same feeding times, same walks, same bedtime rhythm. When they press against you each night, they're reinforcing the daily structure they trust. It's their version of saying, "The day's done. We made it." Emma noticed that even when she stayed up late, Max would start nudging her around the same time each night. It wasn't impatience, it was rhythm. Just like children crave bedtime stories, dogs crave bedtime closeness. It's the emotional punctuation mark at the end of their day. Funny enough, when Emma went on a short trip and left Max with the sitter, he refused to sleep in the guest room. He stayed near the sitter's couch waiting. The moment she returned, he climbed into bed and pressed himself against her as if to say, "Finally, everything's back where it should be." The suspense builds. The most emotional reasons so far, we've seen comfort, bonding, safety, protection, and routine, all powerful reasons on their own. But there's one final meaning, one most owners never consider, and it's the one that makes this behavior truly emotional. It's not about what your dog needs from you. It's about what your dog feels for you. Some animal behaviorists call it silent reassurance. When dogs press against you, especially during sleep, it can be their way of checking that you're okay, because they're anxious, but because they love you. They sense your breathing change when you're stressed, your heartbeat quicken when you dream, your muscles tense when you toss. And when that happens, they lean closer, applying gentle, steady pressure as if saying, "I'm here. You're not alone." That small, nearly invisible act carries a world of emotion. For a dog who can't speak your language, it's the closest thing to saying "I love you" in the only way they know how. The story of Emma, Robert, Bella, and the deeper explanation, all sections, are grammatically correct in your draft and flow naturally. No errors were found in syntax or logic, so they remain as written. Only small punctuation, rhythm, and clarity improvements were applied for readability and voice pacing, so the next time your dog presses against you, even for a moment, pause and notice it. That pressure on your arm, that warmth at your back, that's not random. That's centuries of instinct and devotion, all condensed into one quiet act. They're not just cuddling, they're keeping watch. They're saying, "I'm here. Nothing will happen to you tonight." And that's the truth that takes most dog owners by surprise. It's not about seeking comfort. It's about giving it. Every press, every sigh, every subtle lean against you is your dog's way of protecting you even when they're fast asleep. Because to them, love doesn't stop when the lights go out. It keeps breathing. It keeps watching. It keeps guarding. And sometimes, when you wake in the middle of the night and find your dog already awake, eyes open, waiting, that's not coincidence. That's love, still standing watch in the dark. Because in a world where words fade and sounds fall silent, the truest kind of love doesn't speak. It just stays. But here's the part most people miss: this simple act, this nightly closeness, doesn't just reveal how dogs protect us. It also reveals what they believe about themselves. And once you see that truth, it changes how you see every silent night you share. Let's talk about what that means for them and for you. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing a few quiet moments of love and understanding for our dogs. If this video helped you see your dog's behavior in a new light, Go ahead and tap that like button, really helps more dog lovers discover these kinds of stories. I'd love to hear from you too. Does your dog sleep pressed against you? Or maybe they do something else that feels like their special way of saying I love you. Share your story in the comments. I read every single one, and your experiences always inspire future videos. If you know someone who has that inseparable bond with their dog, send them this video. It might make them see those small moments at bedtime in a whole new way. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week, we explore more of the hidden psychology behind the dogs we love, and what their silent actions really mean. One challenge many dog owners notice is when their dogs won't stop following them from room to room. If you've seen this with your dog, I explained the solution in my last video, why your dog follows you from room to room, real reasons. Don't miss it, it connects beautifully with what we talked about today.